after I warmed up, I think it's a good time to rank all Dragon Ball characters. Hopefully there are no doubles. I tried this a few times and then I almost fall asleep because there are so many characters. So C rank will be mediocre point, and from here it will get good, and from here it will get bad to pretty bad. And I think I will rename D rank as I don't know, so the bottom rank isn't too crowded. And we start with the best, one of the best characters, S rank, GT Goku, because he's pretty much Goku completing his maturity, even if he looks like a kid in this image because he was turned into a kid. But he acts like the veteran we have known and loved since the start of the Buu saga. So I think GT did a really good job with Goku in that regard. Probably one of the best written Gokus if we go to the GT or Super path. Like, obviously an evolved version of Goku would have retain all the character arcs of the previous, but I guess some Dragon Ball series don't get the memo and keep the characters as they always were. GT Vegeta is the best version of GT Vegeta, obviously, but even the best version of Vegeta is still Vegeta, and he is will never reach S rank for me. So he overcame his obsession with Goku and now trains to surpass his own limits, became a family man too, and yeah, it's as they say. So I kinda skipped a few things about GT Goku, what made GT Goku so special, and that is that he finally takes responsibilities for his actions. Since he overcame the Golden Uzaru form of unpowered up version of a form he killed his grandpa in by accident, fully embracing his Saiyan heritage, while Vegeta embraced earthly life finally. So Goku and Vegeta went to the opposing character arcs, accepting their either their roots or their new lives. So Vegeta doesn't reject his Saiyan heritage, but he also embraces his earthly life, becoming a caring person, while Goku accepts that he's a Saiyan and that not all Saiyans need to be evil, and while they did wrong in the past, they aren't always to be blamed, or the new generation doesn't need to take all the burden and suffer. So he takes the burden and completes the job of eliminating the remaining Stufus. We go to B rank with GT Goten because he actually got a character, unlike in C. So he actually had a character, but it was just a kid that looked like Goku. Like, even his child, he just was Goten was just an uninteresting version of Goku as a kid. Now as an adult he became a pussy slayer, actually trying to date someone and is using pickup lines that are really interesting for a show like that. You didn't expect Goten to grow up to someone like this. I don't think that's a bad character trait. regarding, well, I could technically put him to C because it's fine, but he wasn't. It's not that impressive. Now, what is C? C is pretty much okay to doing the bare minimum. So, characters fitting that role are Pui Pui, this fish guy, the announcer, who is really brave, this guy, and Bojack as a villain. That's interesting. And Violet. Violet is a cool character because when Goku invaded the Red Ribbon Army and caused chaos, she used that chaos to steal money from the Red Ribbon Army, and while Commander Red could see it, he couldn't do jack shit. And that was fun. Android 8, both versions, movie and anime. The vampire is also here. Dr. Flapper, I like Dr. Flapper, he's such a nice guy. As a Saiyans that set up how dangerous Saiyans are going to be for Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, Krillin and Yamcha. Were really good at doing their job. I was really impressed. And to find out that the real Saiyans are even more dangerous. I don't know where to rank say these kids. That Caterpillar was funny. I think his name was Caterpie, but it really doesn't matter. Because the funny thing is, after he transformed in... what was it? It will take 1000 years until his transformation is finished, and nobody was interested in bothering to see what it will really look like. So I forgot his name, but Piccolo's Jabba's son can go also to see. I don't know who these are. Yamcha can go to see. It's pretty disappointing what happened to him. Don't know how to rank Maris because I don't remember jack shit. I like Tiger, so Tiger guy can go to C rank. There's a reason I put these together, you will see why. Once a Carrot can go to C rank. Invisible Man can go to C rank. Jackie Chun. Jackie Chun is such a good character because it's Masaroshi, let's not talk about Masaroshi. But remember that he just exists. Masaroshi took this persona to humble his students, and that's really endearing. And that alone makes him, at minimum, B-rank character. I could go more into detail, like how he gave up against Tien, realizing that he is fitting for the role to defeat Goku or humble him or put at least a challenge, and that he can retire with the new generation being as capable of the Entapion, and pretty much good at selling the Wrath of the Dragon movie. A really deep character. We find out a lot of things about him. If you don't know about Tapion, just watch the amazing, really good Dragon Ball Wrath of the Dragon Ball Z movie, 13 movie. Yeah, movie, I think I said. that too often. So there's a reason why people want him in every fighting game despite him not really fighting. But I guess you can make a lot of cool things, even in fighters, like him summoning Hildegard in some way and him being possessed. Uh, yeah. Next up is Mummy Man. It was a nice antagonist. Black was a pretty good character, showing agency when he realized that Commander Red doesn't want to use the Dragon Balls for what the Red Ribbon Army was created for, and feeling betrayed, he decided to kill him and take his position as a leader. Master Shen, also a pretty enjoyable character, especially after he finds out that Tao Pai Pai was killed by Goku as in the anime. We see parts of him I didn't expect to see from a show like Dragon Ball at the time, at least at my next watch. We find out a few things with show no tell types of things, like how Tao Pai Pai and Shen fought because of a bowl of rice, and that's a pretty relatable brotherly love, since siblings fight sometimes and both are assholes, but they actually love each other, and even villains can show love in their group. That gave him a bit of complexity that makes him such an appealing character. Super Buu also does the bare minimum as a villain. What I dislike about Buu is that it took a little bit too much time for him to do jack shit. Beetle does the bare minimum, but it's another basic character. Marin is a fun character to watch. Don't know how to rank Arale. I don't really want to rank Arale either. GT Trunks does his job as a Trunks who had a good life, and he was really competent in what he did during the Black Star Dragon Ball arc, but after his use was over in flying the spaceship and teaming up with Gero to defeat Dr. Mew, he did his job, and I think the writers didn't know what to do after Super Saiyan 4 existed, so they shafted him. Ranai Baba is fine, I guess. Ranfan is fine, I guess. Love interest of Masaroshi is fine, I guess. Ox King is fine, I guess. Don't know how to rank Granular, because at this point I stopped watching Dragon Ball Super, reading Dragon Ball Super. I don't know how to rank this fairy, goes to don't know rank. This was a nice giant. The old Karshin is fine in showing wisdom and such. In Dr. Slump characters, I accidentally put them to D rank, but we will put them away from D rank. Like the dog can go to C rank. Dr. Slump characters, I don't know how to rank them, I don't really care about them. Drum is fine for what he is. Giran is fine for what he is. So are his people. Goku Jr. is fine. Guru is fine. I really like the Onis, so they will go to here. General Blue can go also here. Now, how do I feel about now? It's fine. The only, like I said, they are fine. Don't remember this guy, so he goes to don't know. I'm trying to get rid of characters I don't want to talk about before I fall asleep. So henchman characters like this can also go to C rank because Rainbow henchmen do just a bare minimum. A fake Namid up characters say it had a good motivation and they did a good job in tracking the sea fighter, so I Bulma and Krillin and Gohan, so I put them at least to C rank. Poor guy, I don't know how to rank you. I know what happened to you. This is just a generic Freezer soldier. This pre wannabe 2. Anin was fine, so she goes to C. I don't remember this. This bear dog can go here. I don't remember. This girl looks familiar, but I don't know how to rank here. This guy was nice. We will talk about him later. Poor guy defeated by Pan. Terminator can go to C rank. I don't know how to rank. Mentally regressed Marin, Mr. Popo can go to C. Vampire who tries to destroy his son can go to C. Hercules can go to C. This generic scientist from the Freezer Force can go to C. Poor Jabba guy can go to C, but his manager will also go to C, but is much better written. Korean can go also to C. Devilman can go also to C. Ninja Musashi is what makes the white section of the Red Ribbon arc really fun to watch. So is his brother. Definitely just for that it's entertaining. Namu will be a bit difficult, but we will get to that. I don't know who that is, so we put him to, I don't know. And this Karyushin can go to C. Bulma's mom can go to C. Bulldog is a fun character, but he ended up being irrelevant since his first arc, with a few good scenes, but that doesn't justify him anymore. Higher Mr. Masamu Taito can go also to see. Slowly but surely we are filling with low tier characters here. Pan can go to C. She did a lot of shit, but she is still a damsel in distress like pretty much everyone in the Rainbow cast, and I don't really care much about Pan, so she can go to C. The snake ladies trope from the snake race, they can all go to C if I see them. I put Google to C. I don't know who that is. South Korea student can go to C. this bubblegum monster can go to C. Was a nice strategy Goku used to defeat him. Oh, there's the other snake lady underlings. Black Terminator can go to C. This guy can go to C, who was defeated by Goku and lost all his money. Was a Terminator, let's put him to C. I don't know if it's Taupai or is the guy behind him. So I put them also to see. Taupai is a pretty good villain, but he's still generic. He had some really cool moves, but besides that I don't know where to rank him. Ox King can go to C. I think the other was the future Ox King. Another Onis go to C because they are really fun to watch. You know, there's something about the Garlic Jr. henchman I like from the filler, like this blue guy and this red little demon, because despite being ordered to spare Gohan, so Garlic Jr. Defeats them with his as revenge. They decided to take roles into their own hands because they feared that Gohan could really accomplish, showing agency, and that makes henchman characters much better than your average henchman characters. A General Silver can go to C. I liked the anime version where he was built up as a competent fighter before Goku humiliated him. Vegeta Jr. did the bare minimum, I guess. Then we have this Mamba's fellow monsters. I don't... Okay. I don't remember this frog dude from the Freezer army who looks like a realistic frog. So he goes to don't know. Tambourine can go to C rank. I'm slowly running out of bad characters. Apul, pretty good character, goes to C rank. Nappa, C rank obviously. And we can go do that with Turtle 2. And if I find Reddits as well. But first, these scientists. And this, from the fake Namek arc, I found a few. If I see them, I put them there too. Like I said, henchmen that do the bare minimums, they can all go to C rank. Like Taurus and Lord Slugs. Let's put King Yama to C as well. This time I'm pretty much ranking just C rank characters. Eventually I hope I run out of C rank characters. Like this frog. So where yes, there are still some Lord Slug henchmen. There are a lot of henchmen. And I don't remember this henchman, but I guess he can go to C as well. So Bardock's troop, I think, are good C rank characters because they show what Saiyans are really. I found ruggeds, put it to C. Because yeah, it's what Saiyans supposed to be, so they really deserve to be at the minimum C rank. And while we talk about Bardock's troop, we can't talk about his troop without the leader, which I doubt is Bardock necessary. I think they are about equal in a ranking because I don't really remember there being a hierarchy in the little group. So, but obviously Bardock, where is he? If we find Bardock, we will put him, but let's put Dodoria to C if I didn't drop him. So Cooler's henchman. Souza is probably the best henchman of Cooler's troop because even after Cooler's death, he showed some agency, like with Gallic Jr. fellow henchman. And I found Bardock. Bardock is a solid S-rank character, simply because of his well-written story in the special. And what happens there is that despite him getting future sight powers, he couldn't change his fate because he's a low-class Saiyan, and that is what made him so much more interesting than you would expect from a story like that. Like they could have given him just Super Saiyan for the heck of it because he's Goku's father, or give him some special powers, which sadly happens in modern Dragon Ball. And while we are at it, I think we can add episode of Bardock, the Super Saiyan version of Bardock, to F rank, or honestly E rank, to be honest, because it's not only a horrible story, but it's written like fan fiction. And if you wonder why that is just E rank, you haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, I guess. And we talk about this Red Ribbon Army guys that looks like Hitler and gets humiliated by Master Roshi. I put him to E rank too because, oh god, it's just, I just don't like. Another one I would like to put into E rank is Bacterian. Is the most horrible way to make a gag scene in Dragon Ball. And the only funny thing about it is Krillin won because he had no nose and couldn't smell how smelly he was. Commander White can go to C rank. I don't like Commander White, but he does the bare minimum. Generic Robot Pirate Redwood can go to C. Android Super 13 can go to E because he is just a bland robot who used to be an actual character, turning into a discount Broly. Commander Red, I don't know which Commander Red that is, but I guess I can put him to C rank. Lord Yao can go to C rank. And Rich Dude, who got utterly killed by Cell, can go to C rank. The bullies from Krillin's former school can go to C rank. Some fat chick Goku brought to Master Roshi because he wanted to see beautiful gods can go to, I don't know. Some bear who wanted to eat the turtle can go to C rank, poor guy. Nameless Namekian, I don't know where to rank him. Some poor Namekian jobber can go to, I don't know. And the current Namekian guru of the Namekians who got the Dragon Ball thingy can go to, I don't know. I already ranked this guy, but he can go to C again. Yeah, slowly. And the good characters and bad characters are adding together. I put this baseball trainer or whatever to C rank. I don't know rank, and some OVA characters that didn't do much can go to Z rank 2. For a parrot guy that looks like not much like a parrot can go to don't know, to C rank I meant. Sal is one of the, started off as a terrifying villain, but he lost all the things that made him interesting after he became perfect, so I put him to C rank. And these kids from the fella can, I think I really liked most of them. They can go to C rank 2 if I can find them again. Dr. Slump characters, I don't know, like I said. This dinosaur from the Otherworld filler can go to don't know. I didn't talk about a lot of characters in a while, right? Poor can go to C rank because she was relevant for a little while. Sometimes. So we have two Namus. I know this one is from the anime. So he goes to B rank. And why is that? Because he was the first character I actually wanted to win. He had a good goal to bring water to his village, which is why he wants the money. Such a well-written character. I was disappointed when Goku beat him, but Master Roshi likes the amazing character he is. Helped him out to transport a lot of water to his village. That's amazing. And the movie version was probably a disappointment, so I put him to C rank. I remember it was a disappointment, but I don't know exactly how. Let's go to the Pilaf gang. The classic Pilaf gang from Dragon Ball. Pilaf is B rank and his henchmen can go to C rank, because honestly you can say they belong together, but I think it's Pilaf that rounds the group out the best. He is like how Bulma used to be, not because using his sexuality, but yeah, he's super smart, but his lack of self-awareness and intellect and normal behavior prevents him to make competent decisions, which is why they always fail, and he always fails to reach his goal. And what made Pilaf so funny, honestly, is how he treats his henchmen and how he has clever solutions to certain problems, but he can't really handle other problems that should be solved could have been solved in a much better way. And his henchmen were were really respectful, unlike how they are portrayed in Dragon Ball Super, completely missing the point. In the hierarchy of the Pilaf gangs. So whenever Pilaf appeared, it was a spectacle, to say the least. So I was glad to see him back in GT, even if it was just really short. And Grand Kai is fine. How do you rank characters that didn't do jack shit? Like just standing there, hoping a command is given. I don't know. Lord Slug is fine. He had people call him a ripoff of King Piccolo, but I think he had some unique motivations compared to Piccolo, and the Dragon Balls existing is just a bonus. Like he wanted just to invade Earth and create an environment for him and his henchmen to live in, not necessarily in peace, but like create a paradise for him and his henchmen to enjoy. And compared it to King Piccolo, King Piccolo's motivation was less impressive, but what makes Piccolo interesting is that he was the first terrifying villain who cared about his children and had an interesting lore behind him, like being the character that was responsible for the death of Master Roshi's master, and the first person that completely outclassed Master Roshi. And Goku beating King Piccolo was a perfect confirmation that he finally surpassed his master. Even if he did already, but it actually hits the home this time. Don't know how to rank this cat and this guy. Then we have this old man from the Cell Saga filler, where some guy tried to build a shelter. It was the episode where Tall Pai Pai came back for the first time. And the thing about it is that he was just a regular guy, but I liked his personality simply because he was one of few characters in the series that can, since the original Dragon Ball Z, can actually see or maybe even sense ki that there's more to Goku and Gohan than it meets the eye. And that is what I liked, think makes him such an interesting character. Honestly, I shouldn't even put him to sea, but I can respect characters like that. Gohan's co-students can go to C rank, classmates or something. The former gods of the lookout can go to C. Hui is Babidi if Babidi was actually competently written and interesting, because he tried to trick the Z fighters. He was more active, and he wasn't a crybaby like him. So then we have this kid who helped Gohan to go home, while all his friends and himself got trapped, caught by, brought to an orphanage or something. I don't really remember much, but while he was jealous of Gohan, he was willing to risk his life because he knew that the parent would. He is at least used to living like that, and he didn't want others to experience the same thing. And then they put Tapion's little brother to C rank. Android 19, many hate Android 19, but I think he's fine as a villain. I don't like his design, but he does, like I said, the bare minimum. I don't like the Ginyu Force either, but they do the bare minimum as henchmen. This cat can go to C rank because it's cute and it's a cat. To A rank, B rank immediately. Mega Matcha I dropped, but he's just Garlic Lord Slug's henchman, and we already said where these go to. Recolored a pool can go also to C rank. Oh, it was that guy who tried to trick everyone when buying the making the shelter against Cell. Then we have Discount Nappa, who fought against Riddle, was fine. Oh, my favorites. The manager of this one guy Goku defeated in his second tournament with 3 punches, and his goons, they are hilarious, so I put them to C rank too, just like the announcer who hyped up Mr. Satan from CTV. He was funny. I don't know who that guy is, but he looks hilarious, and I think he was somewhat funny, so I put him to C rank too. Lord Yo we already ranked, but fine, let's rank him again. I recall I ranked Dodoria, but fine, let's put him to C rank. Sabon, I think also C rank. And we will talk about this later. Hatchak. It's a mindless monster after we had a lot of somewhat interesting characters with an interesting weakness, but do I want to drop him or do I want to keep him in C rank? He's another generic villain with no personality to be defeated. He's not even a monster like Hildegard. Like, he's just a mindless just attacking guy. Can I find him? Hildegard. I think Hildegard does a better job as a character that should be C rank compared to these Android. What is it called? Android Super 13 and Hatchak. I guess I can find them. Would have been nice if this was kind of chronologically ordered. I don't remember this Freezer soldier that looks like Cell, so don't know it here. I don't know Majin Otosu much about him. I could rank him based on how his personality was as a Dragon Ball Superheroes manga, but and these aliens from Planet Plant during episode of Bardock can go to earrings. They were awful. So plan to eradicate the Saiyans. Plan to eradicate the Saiyans. We have Dr. Raichi, he was fine. Then we have this guy who used landmines to kill Piccolo. He is definitely C rank. I think I would love to put him to B rank, but I would damage my integrity with that. I don't remember this kid. Majub can go to C rank, but Oop himself can go to from Dragon Ball Z can go to E rank because it was just stupid how I associate him with how badly Dragon Ball Z ended, and GT actually gave Z a good conclusion, Dragon Ball a good conclusion, because if you watch Z and then you see the ending of Dragon Ball Z, it doesn't feel like a real ending. I don't mean it's not an open ending, but it feels like it is just a conclusion to the Buu saga instead of a conclusion to Dragon Ball as a whole, which is why it's so bad. Mr. Satan, I think the Buu saga is worse. It's the worst Z saga, but at least Mr. Satan became a good character, because when he was first introduced, he was unbearable. So the Buu saga made Mr. Satan likable because of his interactions with Buu, and that interaction helped not only Mr. Satan, but it also helped Fat Buu, making him a more complex gave him some complexity and made him not only a good guy but also a likable character. If I can find Fat Buu, where is he? So I will put Fat Buu once I find him to B rank as well. But let's put the Fat Kaios to C ranks, that those who were at least showed some competence or we don't know much about. Boa. I like Boa. I think he's worth adding to C rank alongside his son Upa, because we spent a lot of time with Upa and how they cared for each other. Upa is such a nice kid, and you have Bora as a competent, caring father who tries to protect the Queen Tower, or whatever, Queen Tower it was. It's difficult, sometimes I mix up the other translation names, so I'm not sure how it's called in English. But what Bora did is like, he defended just the tower, didn't know what the Dragon Ball is, but the Red Ribbon Army was just destroying everything, and he tried, despite not liking to fight, tried to protect his son, the forest and the tower. And when he died, you actually felt that, and you really wanted that he got revived, because he was such an honorable guy. Before Dragon Balls revived multiple people without consequences, like it's now. Now it feels like watered down, but back then, when the Dragon Balls were harder to collect, it felt like something. And it felt rewarding, and you felt like, yeah, Upa, you got your daddy back. So one of the reasons I like, the reason you really felt invested in the Red Ribbon arc. Then you have King Kai. I think he's probably the best written god in Dragon Ball, because while his training wasn't that impressive compared to Master Roshi, I think what made King Kai such a good character is that he keeps Goku informed and tries to warn him about in, uh, important matters related to Frieza, for example. And if we go by GT, he even went as far as warning him about, despite being ill, about what is happening during the Super 17 arc. Pycon or Pycohan, great character. I would even put him to A rank in how he was represented and how he fights, his techniques. They were pretty unique and fun to watch. It's like it was pretty fresh to see a character like that, even if his heavyweight part, dropping heavy weights, was just another thing Goku did back in the past, and him giving the impression he's a Piccolo clone. And Kami he started fine, but I feel as a character who looks out over the world, he feels like a really incompetent character, like many gods in Dragon Ball, but he did the bare minimum. But what made him interesting is his story, not just with Piccolo and the lore behind it, but also, if I can find it, Garlic Jr. and Garlic. That's the reason why Garlic is a decent villain, to be honest. There's Garlic Jr. Because that gave him a unique motivation not related to Goku, which is honestly also rare in Dragon Ball for now, giving some complexity. I think oh yeah, here's Garlic Jr. C rank. So, taking revenge for his father and taking the throne of God is what made Garlic Jr. such a interesting character. But we will later find out that the position of God is just meaningless, which kinda ruins a few things retroactively. And this is where I talk about Dende being a powerful character, and instead of a character he feels like a plot device, just like Bulma. And where's Bulma? Bulma in the first arc of Dragon Ball, I didn't like Bulma, but at least she had a character that went beyond slapstick comedy and having a solution to any technical problem that has to do with tech. And she didn't even do that really well. Most of them were pretty much meaningless. There she is. I think she shines the best during the first Dragon Ball arc, where she was completely unlikable, and then, but at least she showed parts of development, and later she was just annoying with her yelling around and being an asshole. The anime filler did a little bit to flesh her out, but just fleshing her out doesn't make her. She got way too much unnecessary screen time, and she exists just for fan service. And we can put her together with her daughter, Bra, or Bulla, or whatever you want to say, who is just a slutty and 9-year-old and gets picked up by. I don't know why Vegeta is fine with her dressing like she did. Like, ugh, gross. That's why the Americans probably add up her age. If you wonder why I rank this gay character stereotype to E rank, I will put him to G rank for you know what. Not because I am a homophobe or some bullshit, but it's just uncomfortable. Next up is, I don't remember this guy, so I don't know. Shen, which is who was possessed by Kami, is basically like Kami, a salary man who has immense power because he is possessed by a god, and you showing that you shouldn't judge someone by his cover. I rank this dinosaur already. Why is he down here? And then we find Majin Buu, immediately same rank as Mr. Satan. And Krillin, I think Krillin is a fine character, but I liked him best during the tournament arc when he was introduced, showing complexity and slowly becoming a good guy. But after he became a good guy, he lost a lot of things that made him so interesting. Some generic bad guys I don't know jack shit about can go to don't know rank. This poor guy got killed by Lord Slug. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and put him to C rank. And the scientist who bargained with Lord Slug can go to C rank. So before I rank Cooler, yeah, I will rank Cooler immediately. Well, let me put this referee guy up here, and this poor kid too. Oh yeah, from the East guy can go to C rank. Another Onis are always fun to see, even if this poor guy is suffering. I think I will put this specific Oni to don't know, because we don't see much of his personality. He gets embarrassed by you know who. I don't know why there's a GT version from TN, but it's TN, so I will put him to C rank. I wanted to rank Cooler, I know I can find him. As the Cell Juniors, I really don't like the Cell Juniors. They go to E rank alongside the Cyberman. I don't know who this girl is. Nobody likes Chi-Chi. I bet someone does, but you know what I mean when I say that. Shan is a really incompetent god alongside with... who is it? Where is it? Well, Shan is an R4 god, so is Kibito Shin, is Fusion, and obviously Kibito, if I can find him. They are the definition of jobbers. And I will put Gotenks also to E tier, but and Trunks and Goten, because they feel like parody, awful ways to make a parody character, and they not only do jack shit, they goof around and aren't even that funny, because it's dragged out way too much. And it's even the super version of these characters, so it's fitting they are E rank. Such a amount of wasted characters. Dr. Gero is fine. Does the bare minimum. Dr. Mew is also fine, I guess. They make a good team if they would betray each other like that. And yeah, the East Kai can go to C as well. This black dude can go to Where did I drop him? Oh, here he is. To C rank. And this guy too. I think we can put a few characters now to the high tier. Start with movie 12 Gogeta and Rainbow GT Gogeta, if I can find them. Like, they the two they really represent well why Fusion is liked so much. If you think about Fusion, you think about these two pretty amazing characters. It's the same character, but it's because Gogeta that Fusion is really remembered as something amazing, I feel. Not even Gogeta, Vegito is, well, I'm talking about Gogeta, but not even Vegito let that good of an impression if you look retroactively about it, and Gotenks was just a waste. I was certain there was Gogeta on this list or whatever, but right now I can't find him. Yeah, Jirobi I feel is fine. I actually like Yajirobe back then. And King Chopper is fine. Usually if I say fine, I don't feel like there's much to talk about. I remember saying that Bulma is a plot device, but even as a plot device and a major character, she fails too compared to her dad, Dr. Brief. Because Dr. Brief, at least compared to that what Bulma did, he made a time machine. He made not only a spaceship, but the spaceship was also a training room, and actually is a more interesting character than Bulma. Like, Bulma is just a plot device, and this guy is actually feels like a little bit more. Like, he did develop the capsules, and we see a lot more of his personality, like him caring about his animals and creating a better service for his customers. Like, the spaceship he developed for Goku has even a fridge with beer in it. He thinks like, damn. And this is, if compared to Bulma, Bulma can't keep up with her father in that types of things. Like, he also is somewhat of a plot device, but actually feels like a character who wants to bring something worthwhile for his customers. And he's a animal collector. So, yeah, the manager of that guy for the second tournament, hilarious, fun character. Wish we got more episodes with him. And the Kaio from the South, Grand Kai, can go to C rank. This kid from the Tao Pai Pai filler can go to C rank. Yelling sell, sell, and it was never sell. Now we go to the worst characters from the Boo Saga, and there are a lot. First we have this entire family with the mom who got upset that her children lost to Goten and Trunks. and then she get beat up by Chi-Chi insulting because she insulted Bulma and was about to attack her. Then we go to Spopovich and Yamu, who look hideous, and I don't even care about Spopovich beating the crap out of Vidal the way he did, because it really didn't matter to me. Then you got Yakon, who looks hideous, and Pui Pui. Like, they should not be a threat to the Z fighters. They feel like filler characters, and obviously you can't shit on the Buu Saga without shitting on Babidi. And I guess since Babidi and BBD are basically the same person, we can put BBD to the E rank 2. This is like a whole set of awful characters introduced in one arc. Ugh. It makes me cringe so hard. Terrible, terrible characters. Thank God we don't have to see them again. And now I found Kibito, and we can put it to the awful Buu Saga section as well. My generic henchmen can go to C rank, and they belong to a Freezer clone, and that Freezer clone we are talking about is Chilled. Where's Chilled? If I find Chilled, I will put him to A rank 2. Now the F rank is kinda empty, but we will get to that. Let's talk about Grandpa Gohan being a great payoff. I think Grandpa Gohan is even A rank, simply because of how he affected Goku's character when we finally saw him for the first time. Then remember that, how should I, if I can recollect, like we were in the boring When I Bother portion, which had some interesting things, but if you go from the Red Ribbon army and the fight against Tao Pai Pai to a tournament where you just fight to get in for the last Dragon Ball, which is dragged out and kinda boring for the most part, it felt like a real payoff seeing Grandpa Gohan and how he convinced that we don't that Goku and Upa don't bring back him to life instead of Upa as Father Bora by using his sexual side, sexually attracted to women in heaven, as an excuse why they should leave him be, which I really enjoy seeing, using a pureness of a character as a mean to make it okay to let him stay dead. And unlike Goku, Upa can't survive on his own that much. He really needs someone to look out of him, which is honestly a good way to leave it at that, I guess. Pretty good character, even for the short appearance of time. And if we talk about good and bad characters, Android 16 and the machine from the filler. The machine from the filler is how Android 16 should have been written. I put the machine to B rank even, because it was a selfish machine, but at least he befriended with Gohan, and then you believed when he tried to save Gohan at the end. Meanwhile, Android 16 is just pretty much a irrelevant filler character that gets too much screen time, who had two roles, the first being power scaling Cell, and the second is meaning that he was as strong as Cell when first form Cell was at his most powerful. By first form I mean imperfect Cell, and after Cell absorbed 17 he was to show that how powerful he became compared to prior. Taking a sip of my coffee. So what happened is he got almost destroyed, but later he is used as a means to help Gohan go serious. Which is what I didn't like, because Gohan and 16 had nothing in common, and that being the trigger to turn him Super Saiyan 2 is not really natural, which is why I put him to E rank. I forgot, some fat black dude can go to C rank. East Kai can go to C rank. And the guy who lost to Boo, so Boo could buy ice cream, can go to C rank. And then we have, what else do we have? We are going to get to the worst characters soon enough. I'm just seeing if we can put some other characters to high tier. I guess Dabra can go to C rank because he wasn't god awful. So now I'm going to the two worst stupid characters. First is this classmate from Gohan who blackmailed him because he wears a teddy bear underwear. The second is, did I put her to the list? I didn't, but I should have put. The second is Good Lunch, which is basically Stupid Lunch, because she is completely unaware of anything, and she's, I don't know, the scenes with blue-haired Lunch are cringy as hell, and it feels really uncomfortable. Meanwhile, blonde Lunch, while evil, she has way more complexity and is actually a well-written character, and had some of the best scenes, especially after in the second Tenkaichi Budokai, where she goes buying ice cream for Goku, and that is the reason why she stopped the kidnappers. It was really cute, because she didn't know that Goku was kidnapped, but wanted to stop them because Goku forgot his ice cream. And that was filler, by the way, which is filler, why filler is better, why anime is better than the manga, because the filler is what made her such an amazing character, and why many of us remember her. Then we have this bounty hunter, which is a pretty fine character. She was recruited by the Red Ribbon Army, and she got a few accomplishes. People forced two people work under her, and she seemed really competent. And the ending, the payoff to the joke was Goku stopped her, and what she actually stole from Goku was not the Dragon Ball, but his dinner. And Mr. Satan's students, which are filler exclusive, one instance of um, badly written filler can go to E rank. Then we have what else do we have? The king of the one planet, Vegeta Nappa destroyed. I think he is fine. Don't like Jericho, honestly. He is just a character that who is just added for advertisement's sake. Because Toriyama's new story nobody gives a fuck about, so he adds the character in Dragon Ball, so people will want to buy it and read it because it's Dragon Ball related. And A rank finally Cooler. Cooler is like he's a better written Frieza. His elder brother, believable power, and what makes him such a good character is his motivation of the family honor, and that is what drives him to do what he does so well. And what else I like about Cooler is that he actually realizes when he makes mistakes. He let assist his henchmen during missions, and and he doesn't punish them with that because they fail like Frieza does all the time. So which is why he is such a better written villain character. This lion who died to one shot, I don't know how to rank him. This guy I don't know how to rank him. He just died, he just existed to die. And we found Chilled, he can go to E rank. A Caution of Time is fine, I guess. As from Dragon Ball Heroes, so we can't say too much about it. This is just a non-existent character, just imagination. I don't know how to rank a dog. These lower characters, I feel pity for. I pity them, so I've put them to C rank. So this henchman from Donkey. I don't like Donkey, but he's just a rich dude who takes away everything from people from other planets who land on his planet. Where do I rank him? I guess I can rank him to C rank. Not an awful character. Puck. I think Puck is a really overlooked character because he is not a fighter. He is just a kid, a bully of Goku Jr. But he has some. When you know, if you experienced being befriended your former bully or something, you will see sometimes they give you some life advices or something, and I guess that is what Puck does well. This kid from that one episode with Oceano Shingon can go to C. Didn't do much, but I don't know what else to do. He showed a little bit more agency compared to other kids that shall not be mentioned. This dog I don't remember, so I will put him to I don't know. I don't. This character is just. You can put it to C rank because she does bare minimum. for a sumo guy, we can put him to C rank 2. C rank already really crowded. F rank has nobody yet. But that may change later. Prorunga can go to C rank. And Shanron, Super Shanron or Ultimate Shanron can go to C rank. They aren't characters, they are just wish granting dragons. Regular Shanron can go to C rank. They started giving him a character, but I guess that Gohan's classmates can go to C rank. Oh, this kid who defeated Goku in the latest GT tournament can go, well, not the latest, but you know, episode 41 I think, can go to C rank. This guy with the bold cut can go to C rank. Now we go to Logic. Logic is a pretty fun character. I think he can go to B rank because he has unique fighting styles and he is a calm, reformed villain, antagonist. He worked for Don Qi, is a paid assassin or mercenary or whatever, and after losing to Goku and being told to train a little more and say next time maybe the ties will turned, both began to respect each other, and I like these kinds of characters in the story. Wish we could have seen him again. I guess there are reasons why they didn't bring him back like ever. So what else do we have here? Baby is the best, one of the, probably the best villain of the franchise, and I lost him right now. How about I found him again? Baby is not only his backstory with the Saints, but how he went about going for revenge is what made him so interesting. Even his power is kinda justified because since the beginning of Dragon Ball, let's say, he has been the Saints were killing the Stufus since before Goku was born. So later Goku gets born and sent to Earth and stuff, and we have passed about 50 years, and then during that time Baby has been provided with energy from throughout the universe. So you considering how little bit energy from everyone can increase someone's power insanely significantly, apparently, I think that kinda justifies Baby's born power already. And then he can take over others' body, which increases his power even more. So you have justification for his power, unique backstory, and his motivation is to revive his culture and race, pretty much. He wants to rebuild his race. Saiyan revenge is kinda a secondary goal for Baby. So he wants to stufferize or toughlize the entire universe because his race is the best race. Because intellect and technology always better than broad strength and tradition, which complements the fight against Goku, who is more like not really familiar with technology, but he's more about tradition, and his arc was more about embracing the past while Baby thinks about destroying it, so to speak, like more futuristic, and him taking the body of Vegeta, who is more about advancement, like using technology to power himself up, like using um, a gravity room to train, or use the Broadswave machines to power up. That made it one of few things that made Baby Vegeta a perfect choice as the host for Baby, as well as, obviously, as you can imagine, being the body of the guy responsible, the son of the body of the son of the guy responsible for the death of all things. So there are so many symbolic things you can draw out of Baby taking the body of Vegeta and him having to fight Goku instead, taking the body of Goku instead. So Baby also felt more realistic when as a hypocrite character, because he took the body of Vegeta, but as he evolved, more and more of Vegeta disappeared. Or like with evil Goku, who turned more, who just became Goku because he was upset because Goku humiliated him in a sparring match. But after the Broadswave machine was activated, Baby became what he hated. He didn't want to become a Golden Zoro, even if he could have defeated Goku, but yeah, it did happen, and he lost rationality in a different way than you would expect during the fight. So he became what he didn't want to become at the end after all. But the poetic irony is already because Baby, while he was still not a Saiyan despite becoming basically a Saiyan. It's kind of weird to explain, but you know, because Baby couldn't draw out it's the same transformation as Goku did. He couldn't become a Golden Zoro, which is he became a Golden Zoro, but he couldn't become a Super Saiyan 4, which is a big mistake, and why Baby would never be able to defeat Goku, because he could never draw out a Saiyan's full potential. That's, I think, what makes it really interesting. And finally, yeah, the defeat of Baby. And honestly, what makes Baby also really interesting is that he learned from his mistakes most of the time. Like, he fought the Saiyans head on, lost. Okay, that didn't work. What do I do next? Oh, I have the Dragon Ball. Maybe I could lure them to a trap. Didn't work. Oh, I can take over Trunks' body. Now I have the same power. Oh no, he has hidden powers that can push me out. What do I do? He goes to Earth. Okay, I need to make him waste for a split second his true power. Forces Goten to transform into a Super Saiyan, places himself in a position so Gohan can fire at full power at him, and he used that to take over Goten's body, and that was the first thing. Against Gohan, he did it the reverse. He realized Gohan couldn't bear to hurt Goten, so he had to find a way to force him to do it. So he risked destroying the Earth. He gambled and tried to destroy the world, which forced Gohan to transform into a Super Saiyan to stop the blast. Which is when Baby took over Gohan. And that is what made Baby a really clever antagonist, since he was kinda like an underdog in a quote, trying to uh, take these powerhouses and beat them. And at the end he was so strong that not even Super Saiyan 3 was enough to stop him. Which is why Baby is such a good villain. Episode of Bardock was already awful, but then we have Dragon Ball minus Bardock, who takes away everything that made Bardock such an interesting character and trample on it. That's G rank if anything. Can't say it another way. I don't remember oh yeah, this kid lost to Vegeta. E rank, it was pretty cringy. Is it ironic that it's from the booster guy? I think not. I don't know why Baby Vegeta and Baby are both in this, so I will still put him to S rank to hit home how great Baby is as a character. Okay, we go to San Xinglong, aka Ai Shenglong, who also had some ended up being kinda a hypocrite. He tried to teach his brother about being merciless and win by any means, but by doing so he allowed Goku to be freed again. Like, he froze Goku, and after he did that, you know, San Xinglong, while he had the ability to finish off Goku, he chose not to do it, which saved Goku. And Goku criticized him for being naive himself, which made him decide to deal with Goku himself and show the true power of fighting dirty as fuck. And ice powers really fit in that case. It's nothing unique, honestly. Someone using ice powers had a cold heart. Even using his brother as a shield and pawn, and using the goodness of Goku's heart against him to defeat him. Next up is Kui Shenlong, aka Natural Shenlong. The interesting thing about Natural Shenlong is I made a whole video about it, why the fight against Kui Shenlong is so amazing, and I think the best way to describe it is that his character appears like a stupid dragon, but he used but there lies something else under that facade, and he psychologically manipulated Goku during the fight, which made him unique as a villain, because he had power on Goku's mind no other villain had thus far. And I think that alone puts him worthy of being a B rank villain. You sure are surprised by that, I bet. So, what else do we have? Black Smoke Dragon. Take Shenron and stuff and give him a little bit more personality, and you have Black Smoke Dragon, a complete asshole. So he has the power to destroy everything, but he just splits up to fuck with the sea fighters and spreading the Dragon Balls and creating negative energy around the planet. So we never see him fight, and I think it would be kinda weird to see it would be kinda cool to see a dragon fight sea fighters like that, but I guess they won't every fight to look almost the same, with characters being able to block hits on the same level. But what's done is done. He showed a little bit a sense of humor and personality, how he smokes. That's why I think he's worthy of B rank, even if he had such a short appearance and not doing that much. Probably one of the best Shadow Dragons is obviously Xi Xinglong or Su Xinglong, or better said Noah Shangrong. Unlike his brother, he is actually likes to fight fair. He represents the 4-star Dragon Ball, which is associated with courage. When you think about courage, you think about hotness, the flames like in Digimon, and the flame in your heart, or you can think of some symbolism out of it. I'm not much of a symbolism guy, but you know what I mean. And the opposite to his brother, warm, hotness with warmness, being the Dragon Ball that Goku is a memento of his grandpa Gohan, which we already established as a good character. And yeah, is it ironic that he became an ally later on? I think not, and this is why I feel Noah Shangon is a really good character and worthy of being A rank. Goku's mom can go to G rank, being an opposition to what Saiyans should actually be, and I'm kinda tired of seeing good Saiyans all the time. Hey, this guy, I remember him from You Are Under Arrest. I don't know who he is in reality in the show, but he looks like a funny character from a show I like. I will honestly put him to C at least, because there's some positivity, yeah, I can feel from him. The Power Brothers were fine. Let's see. He Shanglong or Liang Xinglong can go to C rank. Another character, don't judge someone by its cover. Being able to fool around enough to make everyone lose their guard until they are weakened enough for him to humiliate them. He is pretty clever. Oceano Shenlong, Wu Xinglong, or whatever can go to C rank 2. She had a interesting personality too, in that she was willing to not attack or time out in certain situations, and it was done in some embarrassing moments where Goku asked about which created her, and then Pan asked to allow Goku to wear a new outfit because his clothes were completely destroyed by her attack. And then you get that one scene where Pan asked once more for a timeout, but only to get a free hit on Oceano Shenron, which it was a pretty well established joke and tactic, which made it really interesting and showing that even the good guys aren't always fighting fairly. Let's put this crocodile dude also to I don't know tier, or it's honestly C tier. And the big guy, he defeated Super Saiyan Goku. I like he had some unique powers, and whatever any inanimate object he touches comes to life and moves as he likes. Like that's some unique techniques. It's like telekinesis, but it's much better done, I feel. And he can also absorb, like we don't have enough absorbing villains. Omega Shenron, Yi Xinglong, or whatever you want to call him, as a B rank enemy. He's kinda like another Freezer, but his motivation is he has actually believable motivation because he was created from negative energy of the Dragon Balls, and he shows some when Goku complained about why he killed Xi Xinglong, Mega Shenron, Xi Xinglong or Xin Shenlong or Yi Xinglong criticized Goku because he gave him birth because of the overuse of the Dragon Balls, and that Goku couldn't forgive him, and at the end Yi Xinlong got enough and said, if you can't live with it, then pay with your life. Which is says a little bit about their interactions. He isn't too cold-hearted, because he, like Frieza, he's overconfident in his power and is giving some chances, but he's you could say he's a Frieza clone in some sense, but he is far more he is a bit different from Frieza's in terms of how disrespectful he is when fighting. Like when Goku used the Kamehameha times 10 and it did jack shit against him, he decided to use the Kamehameha times 10 as well, but to show some real disrespect against Goku and one-shot him. And that's what made him pretty fun as a character. Still wish his full potential would be used in the fighting games, but you know. General Rildo, another underrated character. Just as for Rildo, let's put him to B rank, because his character seems generic, but he trusts his soldiers. When he brainwashed, at least we thought he did, Giru, he was willing to listen to Giru. He was willing to give him a medal for doing a good job. He has unique powers in turning stuff into metal and manipulate, liquefy metal, move through metal, create metal platforms so his allies can move through it, catch Goku off guard. And most importantly is how he uses tactics during the battle. You feel like, yeah, he really is a general. And only his defeats were pretty disappointing. Really underrated characters. The Sigma Force, I guess they do the bare minimum. If I can find all of them. Is that a Sigma Force member? He looks like a Pokeball throwing machine. I can't find the other Sigma Force members, but we can talk about Rage Shenron, who may be the worst Shadow Dragon. And from the worst episodes, he has nothing that makes him stand out of the others. He didn't do anything unique, and he's the second one who got defeated by Deus Ex Machina. So powerful, if I say so myself. And we can talk about Dragon Ball GT Piccolo, who has also all the characteristics from previous Piccolo. So what made him such a good character, worthy of A rank, is simply because we went so much with Piccolo of the Demon King becoming sacrificing his life to protect Gohan, then fusing with Kami, accepting his true self, and then in GT making the selfless decision to sacrifice his life so the Black Star Dragon Balls are permanently destroyed. And even after his death, he went to heaven, but then did some shit, so he is dropped to hell just so he can help Goku. A really good character arc and worthy of where he is. Let's put this catfish to the E rank. And also in this poor kid, I don't know how to rank him. Got utterly humiliated by Goku by doing absolutely nothing. And are there any old Dragon Ball characters left? The Space Tanukis we have Super 17, and we have, I think we pretty much covered all. So Super 17 goes to C rank simply because he started off as a mindless killing machine, but when Android 18 arrived and tried to, the Space Tanukis can go to C2 because they are Space Tanukis and they are fun. She tried to reach him, and it seems like during the fight she managed to do that to the point that Super 17 even killed Dr. Mew, which you wouldn't think he would do because he is completely obedient. At least that's what he's supposed to be. And then we will eventually find out that the real 17 allowed Goku to kill him. Otherwise, even while absorbing ki, he can be penetrated because his body is oversensitive, which is why Goku could defeat him with a Dragon Fist despite struggling prior, even as Super Saiyan 4. And it was done in a pretty good way. Palace is a Golden's girlfriend, pretty entertaining to watch. Another stupid character, but stupid in a good way, unlike other female characters. This poor lady can go to C2, and I'm starting to get loose. Bulma's descendant can go to C2. I'm trying to avoid certain characters, as you can see, because did we already wasted all our? No, we didn't. The web guy can go to C, and now we are going to go to a really cringy Dragon Ball GT character. If you think those Buu Saga characters were awful, you have seen nothing better, because we are now talking about that character. And if you're wondering who that character is, you will find out once I find him again. Where is he? Is that character? I had him a few seconds in my sight and now he disappeared. Oh yeah, no, I found him. But before I rank him, the last Sigma Force member goes to C rank. And I hope with this we are pretty much done with characters that will go to C rank, because now we put into G rank Doltaki, who is pretty much a pedophile character obsessed with dolls, and some of the most creepy, one of the most creepy characters ever seen in the show. Oh yeah, we have some other henchman characters like these. I hoped we were actually done, but it appears there are still characters we have missed up on, like the Baron that lost to Mr. Satan in a prior tournament, who decided to make Bio Warriors for to defeat Mr. Satan in a battle. Then we have Bojack's henchmen, like Zangia, is fine, and Budo and whatever. Oh, there's this one Oni who was too busy to listen to music instead of actually work. We have this guy who used electricity. Unique characters. Some anime we are going to talk about not being able to do justice to. Here's another one. This guy has ice powers. These bio androids. Really interesting. Garlic Junior's henchman. This GT Gohan, or is it farmer with a shotgun, can go to C rank. Everyone's favorite. I guess we can finally add some super characters to the list. Otherwise, this won't go anywhere. Let's start off with Gary Stu 17 as a call to F rank, because completely rewritten 17's character to something completely different. Super hearing, super power, super knowledge. Can fight evenly with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, can catch Jiren off guard, wins a tournament, is super selfless. It's way too cringe. Then we have I don't know who that character is, so it goes to, it looks like head mixed with with some monster I don't know the name about. E rank belongs to Chaozu, completely forgot about him. Neko Margin can go to I don't know. We have a bunch of filler characters, and by filler I mean all these pointless God of Destructions, and I will put them all to A rank, not because I hate Dragon Ball Super, but because they are pointless characters we didn't really need. Oh, this is also for Nekomachi. Like, all they do is exposition and you don't know any of them. Champa Gang go to F rank because he is so cringy. I think I would put Champa even to G rank, and in F rank I would put builds. And if we go by movie builds, he's a Gary Stu, and worse. Okay, Gary Stu we will put to F rank too. Where are the gods there? Let's put them all to. I don't even remember most of them. Most of the designs are hideous. no, not this one. This we will talk about later. Especially this elephant god looks so god awful. Maybe that's why he's a god. Huh. I am funny. It'll take quite a while. Should I put this? I honestly... What I dislike about this is he is teaching Goku and Vegeta things they should know, honestly, and it really annoys me. The Grand Priest, I don't really... Grand Priest feels like Toei, self-inserting themselves as a character and explaining some of the most trivial shit and fanficky shit ever. And it's a tournament of powers that pours out me so much I can't put him higher than E. And I think that applies to nearly every character in that arc. It's just awful. Did I already rank all the gods in that arc? We have everyone's least favorite, Ribrianne. I will put her to F rank, because the characters in G rank are far worse. Like, it's not even a joke. This Count Mr. Satan can go to F rank. Oh yeah, this guy can go to F rank too. This guy too. Xenos attendants, I don't know where to rank some, so they can go to don't know rank. I don't know where to rank this koala. He looks ugly, but I don't feel Oracle Fish for winning Dragon Ball. This is not a Dragon Ball character, this is a video game character. Stupid characters like this can go also to this rank. Oh well, we will talk about these later, but I think we... And there are still characters. Look at how many characters were introduced in this god-awful arc. Paragus. Paragus is A rank because of his motivation, his how he tried to cope with Broly's existence. Like, he was proud of his son, he wanted to... You really knew he cared about his son, you really saw that. But the thing about Paragus is he showed some complexity about himself. Well, he was a generic Saiyan, showing your average what a Saiyan should be. He also showed something else in his care for his son, but also fearing his son, because Broly is a Chad who goes to S rank. Because he could never forgive for King Vegeta for what he did, but eventually he had realized that there's some truth. Maybe he didn't realize, but indirectly realized that there's some truth in what King Vegeta did, as some of his predictions about how dangerous Broly became reality. Which is why Paragus puts a brainwashing device on Broly, and after not even that was enough to hold him back, he eventually discarded him. At least he tried, and this is why Broly is a S-rank character for justifying first Super Saiyan, showing uh, being actually a Saiyan that is evil as a villain Super Saiyan, the true Super Saiyan. A contrast to Goku, a really well done contrast to Goku, as he was a prodigy with high power born, and Goku being having born with low potential, a low class Saiyan, but having hidden potential you couldn't uh, mm, uh, see with something like a scouter, and both were ironically breaking the rules of their uh, how the races treats them. By destiny, they were treated like they shouldn't be compared to normal low-end elite class Saiyans. Broly was born too strong, that's why his execution was ordered. Goku was born too weak, so he was sent into a planet with no challenge. But he was confident, got to find about. He learned about love. He was trained by gods, and eventually became strong enough to revenge his race, defeating even Frieza. So that's what made Broly such an amazing character. Eventually he would be ruined. People call him a mindless monster, but Broly is really far more complex than people give him credit to be. Since he does understand others' feelings, and he only goes after people who have hopes, so just so he can mentally and physically harm them. That's why he spared Vegeta, because Vegeta lost all his fighting spirit and already accepted his defeat and death, which is why Broly never bothered attacking him. But he was willing to destroy the planet of the slaves who hoped one day they would be able to go back. Table is a terrible character. He put him to A rank. This is a movie character, but he is pretty funny. Nearly we wasted 2 hours. I will try ranking a few quickly. This was a entertaining thing to see character. A Cyberman clone can go to where Cybermans are, which is E rank, but he disappeared, which is annoying. And Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Super will go to G rank because he's a rapist. They completely ruined his character, they made him insanely overpowered too. And for some reason Goku decided to take him over Goten, Trunks, and even Yamcha. And it's just not believable. And while we at it, Goku is a complete idiot in Dragon Ball Super, so he will be also G rank. Super completely ruined Goku to a level I couldn't imagine them doing. Bubbles can go to C rank. Like, he gets caught off guard like an amateur all the time. And I can't really tolerate that kind of treatment. I think I will rank a few characters without seeing much, because oh boy, I think the Namekians were kinda treated better, but it feels like fanfiction even adding characters that fuse with a bunch of members from their clan to get as powerful as they are. This bug can go to F rank. Higher because he utterly humiliated Piccolo. Piccolo in Dragon Ball Super is a complete joke. They turned him into the nanny of the Song family and Gohan's personal meat shield. A complete disgrace, but at least he is treated better than characters in G rank. Vegeta can go to E rank for how he was for the retcon and being portrayed weaker than Goku and Trunks in the same episode. Zamasu is one of the worst villains in the franchise. I already talked about it multiple times, and we can also add Evil Goku there if I can find Evil Goku. And Gohan, complete joke in Dragon Ball Super. Jiren, one of the plan, take Super 13 and drag his character for several episodes. At least it was just for one movie with Super 13, but with Jiren it's an entire story arc. All Zamas can go to G rank. Don't know this guy can. The robots of Universe 3 or whatever can go to E rank, and so all these weird. I think I will put all these characters to E rank because they are god awful. Vinny Sepultu. I don't know who the fuck is. So I will put this whatever that is to here. Is that penguin from the? I don't know. I don't remember any penguin. Pride Troopers can go there. Suno is another plot device, like we need more. Super Shenron can go to C rank. This guy can go to C rank. And the Freezer soldiers from that awful movie can go to this guy. He one-shotted Super Saiyan Blue. Purple Calm Vegeta can go to F rank, and I guess this slime guy is also part of it. The new Shenron from the manga, I don't know. Awful characters. So many awful characters, and I can't believe I missed some of them. Gregory C rank. A robot that people thought as Broly can go to E rank. And we have Frost. Frost is the worst Frieza clone, so F rank, meaning it's not that awful. Top was unbearable, just as this, just as that. F rank. These guys can go to here, and then we have Blank on Crack. He can go to E rank. E rank. E rank. E rank. E rank. Gowasu is god awful, goes to F rank. How could they not be aware about his student being a psychopath? I thought there was something about the T that pretty much tells you everything. These kids are the worst ways of bland characters of kids that try to hype you up to be to motivate you to do the thing, you know. This ghost can go to I enjoyed the ghost, so it goes to C rank. I'm starting to get hungry. Such a shameful amount of characters. I wonder if this will ever get over, like, there's no end. Look at this. This guy turned into a freaking chicken and was defeated by Master Roshi. Despite being able to put a fight against Goku for a while. Oh man. This parrot. I don't know how many times they shot down this parrot and he keeps coming back. And he has a god awful design. Terrible. One of the worst designs of a character I've ever seen. Like this pig dude too. And this rooster bad but male. Look alike. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, finally a decent character, Dr. Willow. We can put Dr. Willow to C rank. My jaw was starting to fall asleep from also talking. This character just for its design, I will put him. Really, all these DBS Broly movie characters look god awful. So I put them to E rank as well. This is not a Dragon Ball Super character. So, why is this baby again, or should I rank him as Gohan from Dragon Ball GT? Let's rank him as Gohan from Dragon Ball GT, so it's easier. Let's Gohan from Dragon Ball GT, also Gohan still. So Gohan, we know how good Gohan is, so we put a B rank, but Dragon Ball Super Gohan is completely butchered, so not even what happened prior can save him. We have I ranked him already, but he keeps coming back, I guess. Didn't we rank him? No, we ranked him again. I don't know him. I don't have any hopes that he's any well written. Oh, another god. That looks like a character from Chuck E. Cheese. I already ranked you. No, this looks terrible. Can put this guy there. We ranked this cannonball lookalike already. Ah, hideous. An evil version of Shenron with the terrible design. I don't know. Then do we have anything else? Yeah, this guy. He can go to C rank 2. Finally, and the Emperor, who looks like Hitler, he can go to C rank, I guess. GT Krillin, it's still Krillin. Showed some interesting peaks before he died. Dragon Ball Super Vegeta is obsessed with Goku, even to this day. He never develops. He goes through the same arc over and over and over again. Meanwhile, we have Future Trunks, probably the worst treatment of the original characters, because his entire character was destroyed. He became a Final Fantasy reject character, and the worst part is obviously that after his universe is destroyed, he just got over it and went to another timeline. And we can also put Future Mai on the list, because she acts like a completely different character, and they ship her the freaking Trunks. Something is wrong with the writers. It's so cringy. I don't remember him from the Red Army. I remember kinda, but not exactly. So there will be a lot of characters we will add to Don't Know, but first we so the C rank we add Pasta. So who the fuck is this? I don't know. I don't know who the hell that is. I do kinda recall. Tian Xinlan is a pretty good character, so we will put him to B rank for the development he went through, like after his fight against Master Roshi, and realizing his own potential and wanting it to be explored even more. Gravy, like if we go by the Super Dragon, Gravy disappeared. Okay. So these evil Dragon Ball counterpart characters can go to E rank. Usually they are pretty creepy. Zeno can go to G rank. He is a Dragon Ball Super fanboy self-insert character, and I don't want someone like that to be ranked higher than C. Dark Dragon Ball counterparts can go here. Then come also Cell X, who looks hideous. I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know how to rank Beat, because he's just an avatar. This guy can go to E rank. Don't know how to rank him. Don't know how to rank him. Don't know how to rank him. He looks like Ginyu, kinda. That bird, that's just a bird. Togi can go to E rank. Don't know how to rank these. Okay, this girl is named after Piss and is responsible for some of the worst scenes, so I will put it to G rank. Guy can go to here. Dark Broly had an impressive showing, so should I rank him based on that? Don't know. I'll think about that as I go. Pretty good design, some of these characters, like this one. But that's about it. Awful character, another. These demon gods, some of these demon gods are pretty awful. I think I remember this guy. Is he fine? I don't think so. Don't remember this. Evil Lord Slug being possessed. Kid Boo being possessed. I think Kid Boo being possessed had some. Still Kid Boo. Did a little bit more. So I put him to C rank at least. Same with Broly then. If I go by the manga of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I don't know where to put him. I don't want to rank Moro. Where is he? He was an awful villain. He was a decent villain, I guess, but lots of things that happened didn't make sense. This is, I think, Towa's daughter. Towa is E rank. I think I can put Mira to E rank too. Kami Oren is E rank. Terrible villain. But was much better when they were separate. C rank for 14. Oh, we are going to talk about him. Merged Mira depends. I guess if we go by Heroes manga, it's C rank. Some fat dude. Can go to don't know. Oh yeah, this is okay. This possess Boo we can put here, and then we have this guy. I forgot the name about because his name was never mentioned in the movie. Few Dark King Few is a good villain, at least if we go by the manga, where he shows interest and shows a little bit more personality, as this demon can go to F. Mira can go to F, A. Roberta can go to somewhere. I just like when things disappears. And we have Dark King Vegeta. It can go to E. This guy can go to E. And this Virtualis can go to E. Don't remember this guy. Sabon Wannabe, I don't know where to rank him. And I don't really care. He just exists to die. Another demon can go for the low rank. Oh yeah, I remember this poor guy. He got killed by Paragus. hoping he will get something. It's an entire meme in the Japanese. So I don't know why there are so many characters you can't actually legitimately rank except by aesthetics. So I will put them to, I don't know, tier. Freezer, who is possessed, can go to E tier. So now the entire low tiers are crowded. Are there any A or B tier characters that I can immediately put to high tier? That's fine. The priests. So many characters, so little time. Tian and Chaozu together in Dragon Ball GT can go to C tier. They didn't do much, but you know, they retain their old character selves. Which cell is this? Is this from Dragon Ball Heroes, or is it some random scientist? I don't know. Some robot Piccolo is punching in the chest. That's fine. Another Oni, but I don't know how to rank him. Oh, a demon from the original Great Wall. They usually are good. Some girls dressing. I have no idea where to put them. Well, let's put Hearts. Hearts is the best written character from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Be it anime or manga. Definitely a B rank character. Dragon Ball Super would kill for a character like that. He's the opposite of Zamasu, who he hates all gods, but he has actual charisma. And he has a good reasoning for doing what he does. And he's an actual chat character, unlike Stamos. Like, even if with this poor writing from Dragon Ball Heroes, nothing, they just can't keep up with a well-written character with like Hearts. They can't even produce anything close to it. Because Hearts is not a crybaby, but a confident character. Avatars, like I said, I will put to, I don't know. This guy, what happened to him? And slowly I am getting tired because the video is so long. Try sitting for so many hours, consistently trying to rank characters by yourself, and now they disappear. That's the disadvantage when you rank so many characters. 900. I shouldn't have started this video and done something more productive. Zeno can go to bottom tier. I guess we can start with Chila AFM. Android 18 is A rank. DBS Broly G rank. And Super Dragon Ball Heroes, should I go by the manga version or anime version? Anime version is A rank. Cell didn't do anything, so I will put him to C rank. In Heroes, Cover is G rank, Hit is A rank. Gravy, Dabra, Golden Freezer, GT Golden, GT Golden, Time Patroller Golden, I don't know anything about Time Patroller Golden. If we go, then they can go to F rank. I'm going to put this guy to F rank too, because I'm kinda tired. And so does this guy. Pan too, because Pan doesn't do jack shit. Hearts. We already ranked Hearts. He's one of the best characters. But if they insist that badly, I can rank him twice. B rank. Lux Legis. She's fine. Oren and Kamin have nice interactions with each other, so they are fine too. I like the interactions, especially in the manga, but I guess they want me to rank the anime version. And Dr. W is fine. Also a character from Heroes. Universe 10 dogs can go to E rank. The Money family can go to C rank. I really like the Money family. They are hilarious. Okay, another Demon King and some Oni who orders everyone to get to the plane. Some scientist lady, let's put her also above. Avatars, I don't like ranking avatars, but if I don't, they will just waste more space here. Onis, like I said, C rank. What are you guys eating from time to time? Sometimes I wonder what to make for dinner. I'm kinda tired eating the same shit over and over again. I wish there was a more convenient way to. For now we will do it like that. GT Ruby Boy, you stay here. This is an avatar. Like I said, avatars will be ranked here. Can I somehow manipulate this size? I bet I can. Okay. Sorry for what's happening, but this is probably the thing I can do to speed up things. Demigra. C-rank. Classic of Future 17. C-rank. Red Ribbon Jobbers. C-rank. Hellfighter 17. C-rank. Oolong and Master Roshi together. I don't know why, but okay, let's put them to C rank. I don't know who the fuck that is, but let's put them to don't know. Janemba from created by Dr. Willow can go to C rank. It's not as impressive as the old. And Mamba can go to C rank. Android 18 from the future, I assume. C rank. I don't know about these guys. I remember this is from the original Dragon Ball, so they are usually C rank at minimum. I don't know her, she's just a video game advertisement. Oh, I remember her, but I'm not going to rank her. Metal Cooler, not as interesting as Cooler, but still interesting. B rank, pretty good character. Don't know how to rank Gohanks. I don't know what the fuck this is. Avatars, like I said, we don't rank them. Oh, this is the wife of Tabo. Don't know how to rank her. Don't know how to rank Xeno Bardock. But Xeno Goku we can put to B rank, I guess. It does the bare minimum of being a good Goku. She's cute, I will put her to. She saved Goku from freezing to death. Adult Myron. That's fine, I guess. Another avatar. Future Cell is not even mainline Cell isn't even a character yet. I hope I can endure this just a little more. Future Bulma. If Bulma was a decent character. Android 13 before he went super. GT 18 showing some complexity. C rank. Henchman, go to C rank. Oh man, I'm so tired. Yajirobe. Here. freaking long. I guess this will go even longer than I anticipated. That's could make an entire video about this. An entire video series. Why? What is this? Is this some kind of joke? How? Okay, I will just rank the characters. Cauliflower is complete trash. Worst character in Dragon Ball, followed by these female Broly, and I wanted to keep them for last because, you know, is there anything else that I think it's important? No. With this I end the video. If this goes on, I will go to, it will end up lasting for 3 hours already, and maybe even 4 and 5. I don't have that much time. I hope you enjoy.